Hi everyone. Dealing with errors in Excel is not fun, but it's a part and parcel of working on Excel. While you do face errors when you work on programming languages as well, Excel's ability to identify the error and for you to be able to debug it is not really the best. While we all face errors on a day-to-day basis, and we do not really think much about it, learning to identify the error that is happening and then try and find the suitable solution for it can go a long way, helping you save a lot of precious time. And as I always say, the best error is the error that you avoid in the first place. In this video, I want to show you how to avoid errors. If they do happen, how to identify them, and then also how to fix the errors. These are the errors that we would be covering. We have null, div0, value, ref, name, num, na, calc, spell, and field. Some of these you might not have seen earlier, but let us have a look at it. Now, the simplest error is not even an error. Whenever you see hashes in the cell, it means that there is a value, but there isn't enough space for you to be able to see it. So as you can see, when I hover my mouse, it tells me that there is a date in that cell, but I can't see it. All you have to do is to increase the width and the value pops up. The next error is the name error that looks like this. Now, this error happens when the spelling of the function is incorrect. For example, if I write sum with a double M and then select the values, Excel is going to tell me that there is a name error, which means that there is an invalid name that you have used. To fix it, you definitely have to go to the formula and fix it like this. Let us look at the div0. This is also very straightforward and very easy to handle. If you divide a number by 0, you are going to get a non-divisibility by 0 error, which means that you're not allowed to divide a number by 0. What you do in this case is to put in if error, which states that if you are trying to divide something by 0, there is a message that comes to the user saying that trying to divide by 0, like this. Let us look at the NA error now. We have a table with us with 5 names and the corresponding region. And the NA error looks like this. So when we do a VLOOKUP and I'm searching for a name in column B and C, the result is in column number 2, and the range lookup is exact or false. It gives me an NA because the name doesn't even appear in the data. So this is Excel's way of telling you that because the name does not even exist in the database, of course, it's going to give you an error. Let's look at the next one. We have the same data, but we have an REF error. So when you try to do a VLOOKUP and you're selecting column B and C, and you're putting the column number as 3, this is going to give you an error. And the reason is that we have only chosen 2 columns in the table array, but we have chosen column number as 3, which exists outside those 2 columns. This is an REF error. REF error can also happen due to some other reasons. Let us look at the second example. We are finding the sum of A12 colon A14. Now, if I shift my formula to the right, so if I cut and paste it like this, it still works, which is what you would expect. But the problem is that if I take my formula and I try to shift it to the left, that works if you cut and paste it. But if you were trying to copy and paste it like this, it is automatically selecting B12, B14 now. But if you try to copy this and shift it to the left, it is going to give you an REF error. Since there are no values that are to the left of column A. Let us see the value error. Here I'm trying to multiply the cost by units. And if we try to multiply a number with a text, it is going to give us a value error. Null is not very common, but it does pop up its head every once in a while. Now in Excel, if I am selecting B2, B7, and then I put a space to do an intersection, and if I select B4, C4, the value at the intersection is Rahul, and that is the answer we get. But if I choose B2, B7, and B9, C9, there is no value at that intersection, so the result is a null. Also, what can happen is that, let us say we wanted to find the sum of B15 and B16, but accidentally, we forgot to put the plus sign. We ended up putting a space. So if you forget the operator, it is going to give you a null because it considers this to be an intersection. And clearly there is nothing at the intersection of B15 and B16. Let us look at the num error. If I take a number, let's say 10, and I do 10 to the power of 10, it is going to give me a large number like this. But if I do the same thing with 1,000, that number is super large and beyond Excel's capability to present. So it says it's a number error. The same thing can also happen in a case where you want to find the square root of a negative number, because you can't really find the square root of a negative number. It doesn't exist. So you get a NUM error. Circular references can also happen, and I'm sure all of you must have faced it at some point. So if I try to find the sum of B3, B4, and B5, which means that I'm including the cell which has the formula in it, Excel says that there is a circular reference, which means the formula is referring to its own cell. Clearly that can't happen. So it will give us a 0. This is the new error. This only comes in Microsoft 365. It is CALC4, calculate. So if I want to filter my data, and we want to say that the region where the name is equal to Amrit, it gives us not. It is essentially filtering the data for us. But what if I'm doing something a little different? So I'm saying here that I want to filter the names where my region is equal to Amrit. There is no region called Amrit, hence the result will be a calculated error. Let us look at spill. If I select B3 colon B7 and then multiply by 1.1, we are selecting 5 cells, so it is going to give us 5 results. But since there isn't enough space for those results to come, and there is a stray value, it is going to give me a spill error, and you will get this blue outline. It also says that the spill range is not blank. The moment you delete that value, the value spills. Let us also look at field. Now here I've selected my data, and in the data tab, I have converted the data type into geography. And then we are saying B3 dot abbreviation. So we have D for Germany, IN for India, US for United States, and FR for France. The field here means that the field is not found. Since there is a spelling mistake, you have to fix it, and only then the result will come. Now, we have seen how there are different types of errors. But what do you do when there is an error in one of these rows? The sum is not working because Excel is trying to tell you, rather warn you, that it can't give you the sum since there is a value in that column. Here we can use subtotal, but subtotal will not really work because if I do subtotal sum and I select the values, it will still give me the error. To avoid the error, we have something called aggregate. In aggregate, we select the function, which is 9 for sum. Then I choose 6 for ignore error values. And then finally, I select the values and it gives us the result, ignoring the error that was there. Let's say you want to count how many errors are there. For this, we say equal to is error, and that will give us a series of true and false. Then we can put a double negative, which is called a unary operator, that will convert the true into 1 and the false into 0. And then finally, we will find the sum of all these values, and that's going to tell me that there is exactly one error that we have. So for example, if I have one more error, then the number is going to change to 2. Now, sometimes you might not want to count, but you just want to highlight the errors that are there. For this, we select the range. Then I go to home. And then we go to conditional formatting. And then in conditional formatting, we want to create a formula. So that would be a new rule. Here we select use a formula. Then we go to format and we, let us say, select a red color. And the formula I will write is equal to is error. And we will only select the first value, that is B3, without a dollar sign. So we have written equal to is error B3. Press OK. And you can see that the error has been highlighted. In the future, if there is one more error, that gets highlighted as well. There is one more way to highlight errors that are there. So you can select the data, press Ctrl G for go to, then click on the special button, and finally select the formulas that have an error in them. And as you can see, it is automatically highlighting that cell or that range of cells or that number of cells that have an error in them. This is an interesting problem. If you notice, I have written a VLOOKUP where we are searching for Amrit, and we are looking in column number 3. Now, imagine that I was searching for a name that does not even exist in the data set. That means that there are two problems that I have. One is that it is a NA because the name isn't even there. Also, the column number is not correct. So even if I change this to a correct name, it still gives me another error. If you would like to go through this step by step, we can go to formulas and then select evaluate formula. Here, we can click on the evaluate button one by one, and that shows me at every single step what value is getting picked up, and then at what point is the error coming. Especially when you're working with really long formulas, this can really help you. Let's also look at the error type. So we have a REF error here. So if I write equal to error.type and I select the error that we have, it gives me a code. So we get a 4. So you can see that we have different codes for different types of errors. So we have a 1 going up all the way till 14. And the reason this is helpful is because if you can identify what type of error is there, then maybe you can use an if statement to tackle it accordingly. For example, you might say that if it is an NA error, then you want one type of result to be shown to the user. If it is an REF error, then you want a different type of result to be shown to the user. Let me give you an example. So we are using error type here. And if you notice, REF is 4 and NA is 7. Just remember that. So what we will do here is, I will update my formula to say that. First, let's do the VLOOKUP. We are searching for F3 in column B, C, and D. Let's make it BC. The column number is 3 and the type is false. Now it gives me an NA error. What we can do here is we can say that if S, and in the logical test, we will say that if this entire formula that we have written is resulting in an error which is the type 7, that means that it is a specific type of error, which is value not found. I hope that makes sense. So it tells us value not found. And because I want to write it 2 times, I will simply say let, and this way we can declare a variable. So I will say that this is my error code. So error code. And finally, we say that if the error code is equal to 7, then the result is value not found. And if the error code is equal to 4, that means there is a different type of error, which means column not correct. Since we only have 2 columns, B and C, but we are giving 3 as the column index number, it gives us a different error. As you can see, we are getting a value not found because Havish does not exist. If I give it an Amrit, then also I get an error saying column not correct, like this. Let us also look at data validation. So when I click on data and in data validation, we say that only a whole number between 1 and 100 can be entered. This means that if a user tries to enter 5, it is permitted. A 90 is also permitted, but 110 will result in an error. What you can do here is to go to data validation and then modify the error alert. So you can see that I can change the type of icon that is appearing. I can also add a title and an error message. So for example, the title can be that error in value And the error message is, please enter value between 1 and 100. So if you notice, when I put 110, it says, please enter value between 1 and 100. And the icon has also changed. So there you go. We have covered different types of errors, the reason they pop up in the first place, and how to fix them, and how to avoid them in the first place. This is not a sure shot technique because errors will happen due to many other reasons. But hopefully this helps you identify the most common errors that you come across and handle them accordingly.